Hi, paint pouring people. I want to do something a little different today. I want to talk about selling your art. I call it reaching eyeballs because people have to see your art in order to buy it. If it's hiding in your basement, if you're afraid to show it, if it's just sitting on your kitchen table where you painted it, no one will buy it because they don't see it. So I wanted to encourage you today about different ways that you can get started selling. Let's say you've never sold a painting. How do you start? Well, it can be intimidating because this is you. This is you in this vast wilderness of whatever. And you also are thinking about there's all these other people out there trying to sell their paintings as well. But you have a unique set of circumstances that no one else has. This is the people you know in real life. You're surrounded by them. Remember what General Custer said. He said, and it was probably the last thing he said, the good news is we can now attack the enemy in any direction. So these aren't your enemies. They are not your enemies. They are your friends, your neighbors, your co-workers, etc. So these are the people who you start with. They're going to be excited about what you're doing because you're excited about your paintings. They might not even be art buyers, but they will become art buyers because of your enthusiasm and you showing them what it is that you do. So that's the start. The next layer here is social media. This is another little bit further reach than the people you know in real life. There's some crossover. Some of these people you know on social media are people you already know, but others may be people you just know online. Now, by social media, generally we're talking about Facebook. I've been selling my paintings on Facebook since about 2009. I don't do it every day, but on occasion I will put up paintings for sale, and I've made some really great online friends through my painting sales. Now, what I do is I use my personal Facebook page. I have an art page, I have a like page, I don't use it. You want to use your personal page because you're going to reach these people. The like pages, nobody sees them, or maybe 10% of your people will see them. It's a little bit of a trick on Facebook. They want you to have a business page and a like page, but I can't stress to you enough how much I prefer selling on my personal Facebook page. What you have to do is you put up photos of your art, you say how much it is. Don't say contact me for details because people won't. They want to know how much it is because they're afraid it might be too much. So you won't hear from them. Put up your price. I include shipping. And the other thing you want to do is have a PayPal account so people can send you money. And that's how I do Facebook. The other social media aspect is Instagram. I don't really sell on Instagram. The thing I do with Instagram is use it as my portfolio. So I put up pictures of my paintings. I don't put up other mixed photos of a cat or anything like that. If you're using Instagram, keep it your paintings and it becomes your online portfolio. And it's also a portable portfolio. If you're in real life and somebody asks you what you do, you can whip out your phone and show them your Instagram account with all these paintings that you do. So it's a great portable portfolio. Okay, so you're building out now from real life, social media, and here's another thing you can do. Let me get another color. Etsy. Now I use Etsy, but there are other online places to sell. I'm going to talk about Etsy because it's probably the biggest, the most well-known. It's a good place to sell your paintings. Again, there's no magic bullet here. You put paintings on Etsy. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to find you. You have to drive people there from here and here. Etsy is not a magic bullet, and neither are any of the other selling sites. Another good thing about Etsy is you can go there. If you don't know how much to ask for your work, you can go there and do some price research. Find something similar to what you do, see what they're selling it for, and that's a good basis point. These three, the social media and the Etsy, I would tend to sell smaller paintings in this size range because you have to ship. Shipping is a whole nother thing. I'm not going to go into that today because you need to learn how to ship efficiently. And one efficient thing is, of course, working smaller for these types of paintings, for these types of sales. I mean, let's expand. Okay, let's say you have a local hair salon. Now, I know you do. You could approach them to hang your paintings in a hair salon. Now, what you don't want to do is go into the low-end salon. You want to look for an upscale one that has some nice, clean walls. You might think about larger paintings. You can approach the hair salon and say, hey, can I hang your paintings in here for, it could be a short period of time, say 60 days. That way, you're not committing to something forever. It's good for everybody. A hair salon would be a good place to get some exposure. Here's another exposure. Same thing, a little coffee house. Now I'm thinking of the Starbucks type. There are some coffee places that actually have art exhibits that rotate, and that's actually where I got the idea of rotating was being in coffee shops. A lot of times, coffee and art go together, and if you approach the coffee shop people and say, hey, can I hang my art for, say, 60 days? You put up prices, you put up business cards, and you make some contacts. You may not sell anything, but you're getting eyeballs on your art. Doing these two real life things helps you learn to talk about your art. You can also offer these people a commission. They may say, no, don't worry about it. We just want to help. We want to have the art on our walls. So these are open to negotiations, but they're very good ideas. So start keeping your eyes open for places that you have locally who might hang your art on a either permanent or temporary basis. If it's permanent, you probably want to go in and rotate, change things up every once in a while. Next thing. This is not my favorite, but there are art shows. The reason it's not my favorite is because you have to pay booth fees. They can often be expensive. If it's an outdoor show, you have to have a canopy. You have to figure out a way to hang your art. You prepare. There's a lot of preparation that goes on with an art show, and it can be costly, and you might not sell anything. But what I do like about art shows is, again, it helps you talk to people. You get exposure. You get seen. I always get comments when I do art show. I get feedback from people that I never expected, and quite often it gives me some new ideas. So if you can do a local art show and hopefully it's not too expensive, you might consider this, but you have to think about your upfront expense as far as how are you going to display. Whereas the hair salon and the coffee shop, they already have walls. The next thing is a local art gallery. Now there's problems with this too. This is what everybody thinks of first. I want to put my art in a gallery. Well, the bubble burst about 10 years ago on art galleries, particularly the high-end ones. A lot of them didn't survive the recession, the downturn, because so many of these art prices were inflated. So now, to me, what's left are the really high-end art galleries where the art is so expensive that you're not going to fit in because you don't have the background to justify those high prices. And then down below that is like these local co-ops. They're okay, but I find these local co-ops are kind of a little cluttered mess of little bitty grandma type watercolors and little ceramic pots. And what I see you doing with paint pouring is these bigger, bolder, more contemporary pieces, which I think fits into hair salon, coffee, and possibly an art show. The little low-end grandma gallery, it's an okay thing, but I'm not crazy about it. My next idea, and I'm going to abbreviate this because I don't feel like writing it out. Interior decorators, they're kind of in the gallery situation. The bubble kind of burst on them with the housing bubble a number of years ago. But I assume there's still a few interior decorators left who maybe stage homes or are hired to decorate somebody's existing home. And typically what they're looking for is the big, bold statements, colors, bright, bold, fun, upbeat type stuff. So these people could possibly help you, or you can help them, approach them. But again, they're not probably looking for little bitty stuff. Go big if you're going to do. Always have a few big pieces. This is impressive for any of these things. You can practice, you can try out techniques, small. I do small a lot, but make sure you have some bold stuff for these people and any of these people. The last idea are commissions. Now, commissions can arrive from any of these things. That's where, when you're getting eyeballs, somebody could approach you and say, I want a certain size, a certain color, and you might as well work with them because it's exposure. But one caveat, when you get a commission, you get all excited and you race to your studio and you start working on it. But what you want to do is you want to get a down payment. I like 50% because there's been so many people want commissions, and you race home and you do the painting and you show it to them and they either don't like it or they change their mind, or people can just absolutely disappear on you. And that goes for online people as well, particularly online people. But the people in real life, all of a sudden they just get cold feet. So get say 50% down on a commission before you take anything on. Be firm. You have to do that. I want to say one more thing about Facebook, about posting on your personal page that I left out. I mentioned not using a like page because people don't see it. The other thing I wanted to say was, don't post your art for sale in other artist groups on Facebook, because it's not a good business model to try and sell art to other artists. It just doesn't work. So leave that out. Focus on the people you know on your personal Facebook. I think that covers everything that I wanted to tell you about possible selling. I hope this gives you some ideas. And remember, when you're here, you can attack in any direction. So any of these work, some of them, all of them, but you got to start right here. If this video helps you, I appreciate the support for my channel. I have a PayPal link. I have a Patreon page. Also, I have a great supply list on Amazon where all my paint pouring supplies are. I get commissions from my Amazon list. It's very helpful for those who shop on Amazon if you could shop for pouring supplies on my list. Also, check out my merchandise at paintpouringpeople.com. Here's one of my shirts, original work. Like this video, comment, subscribe if you're new, and please let me know what you think of these ideas, and if you have other ideas as well. Leave it in the comments below and we'll check it out. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.